Hey fam, we have an exciting announcement. We are hosting Sleep Summit 2023, October 9th through the 12th in beautiful Bentonville, Arkansas. We have early bird tickets on sale right now. So head over to sleepsummit.co, learn all about the event, and get your tickets. You're not going to want to miss this. We are going to have lively presentations, interactive breakouts, unconventional group activities, all designed to bring about breakthroughs for you and your business in a fun, collaborative setting. So mark your calendars, October 9th through the 12th in Bentonville, Arkansas, and I want you to head over right now to sleepsummit.co and snag your tickets. Tickets are limited, and that early bird special runs out, and then ticket prices go up. I don't want you to miss out.
Fam.news.
Welcome to the Sleep Summit Show, where we uncover bold ideas with innovators, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders making waves in the sleep industry. With your host, Mark Kinsley.
The one conversation the Sweet Dreams team has with every customer, it's not about the size of the mattress, it's not about budget, it's deeper and more meaningful than what any customer expects. Plus, they have a sleep product called the Game Changer. What is it? How does it help you sleep better? Greg Law with Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture from beautiful Lake Norman, North Carolina, is decked out in American flag regalia. He's here, and the Sleep Summit show begins right now. Say that 3 times fast.
If I won't have it in my house, I won't deliver it to yours. I truly live by that. The Englander collection fits in perfect with that. It's one of the best products, mattress-wise, that I have sold. My $2,000 Englander is somebody's $5,000 bed in another retail store. To any retailer out there, you should really look at Englander and get them on the floor today.
Learn more and get started today at englander.com.
Welcome to the Sleep Summit Show. I'm your host, Mark Kinsley. So excited to be here with my friend Greg Law from Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture in Lake Norman, North Carolina. Greg, you look amazing. What's going on?
You know, I feel amazing, and we are calling down the Thunder Dream Camp here in Mooresville, North Carolina. We believe we are the most patriotic city in America, and we are actually helping out with the Field of Flags event this July 3rd, July 4th season. And I'm going to be filming that live from the Field of Flags, and I'm going to be calling some of you dream campers out. And kind of like the Ice Bucket Challenge, I think Dream Camp, I think we need to see who the most patriotic city in America is. I believe we are. Get ready.
Throwing down the gauntlet. You know, we've had dream campers attend our events from all over the country. Now we're getting into Canada. I mean, maybe they'll break out some Maple Leaf gear. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen some pretty patriotic get-ups in the mattress industry. Everything from Trent Ramberger standing on top of his building dressed up as Uncle Sam to any, like, the most giant flag you can imagine possible hanging from a flagpole. I mean, you've seen this around the industry.
Yeah, when you were telling me about, can we tell them about what you got in the closet there? You got the Rocky Balboa outfit. I could see you riding a bike around Bentonville wearing that, getting everybody fired.
You know what? I'm going to commit to doing this. I'm going to commit to riding my mountain bike off some really epic Bentonville mountain biking jumps, dressed in something incredibly patriotic. My bike is already blue, so I just got to get some red and some white on the bike, kit it out, American flag something. And if you call me out on social media, I'll be the next domino to call it the future person in line.
This is your heads up. Everybody in Dream Camp, be ready, because nobody's safe. We're going to call you out.
We're coming for you. We are coming for you. And also, we are coming for an answer that we're going to get from Greg Law. Where is the strangest place he has ever slept? You're going to find that out later in the show. But first, we got to get to our Sleep Summit quiz question of the day. Get your answer in mind, and we will tell you what it is at the end of the show. But 74% of people sleep in this position. Greg's going to make his guess toward the end of the show, and you get to make your guess as well. And if you get it right, Greg, I'm going to adopt a wild Mustang. But more like you can name a star after yourself. So kind of in that sense. Because I want to keep the Mustang wild. They want to be wild. They want to run free.
Is there a star called Maverick, by the way?
There's not. There should be. Right next to Law Dog.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead for sure.
That was your. I mean, we're going back to nicknames days at this point, right? I mean, you were the Law Dog.
Hey man, I am so sorry that I am not in Key West with all of you guys, but I know it's going to be a big time. I don't want to miss out though. I want to learn all that you guys learn. So don't cut me out of the loop. I will be in Arkansas.
You're coming to Arkansas. Yeah. Hey, mark your calendars. Anybody that wants to be a part of Sleep Summit, our event, it's going to be October 9th through the 12th, 2023 in beautiful Bentonville, Arkansas. Look it up. It's the mountain biking capital of the world. That's our tagline. We have the insane Crystal Bridges Art Museum. We have another art museum called the Momentary. I mean, tell me, I never thought there would be a world in which I would see Wu-Tang Clan in Bentonville, Arkansas. If it tells you how cool of a place it is, I saw Wu-Tang Clan and the Roots Band in Bentonville.
The whole place was cool. I was blown away with I mean, just the whole scene of the town. It was a great place to be, and the mountain biking was over the top. And hey, can we all clap it up for Tara Kinsley and the fam? Yeah, that's great. Mark, like you guys were great hosts, and I just appreciate all the work that went into Dream Camp. And I hate that I'm missing this one, but I'm looking forward to being right back there in Bentonville.
Hey, I'm going to have a full rundown for you from Dream Camp Key West, including everything that we learned from our guides in residence, Jason Friedman and Drew Grolinger, who built a giant business, a 9-figure business, doing customer experiences for Disney and Nike and Stanford and Harvard and Armani and Foot Locker. These guys are incredible. And the Dream Camp model, as you know, is we're getting guides in residence. So instead of somebody just coming in to speak, we want them to spend 2.5, 3 days with our 30 dream campers so we can really learn from each other and have a sense of community and ask some of those questions that may not come up during a regular session. So we definitely want everybody to get plugged into Sleep Summit and Dream Camp. And man, you're an OG. Like you're a Dream Camp. You're one of the originals, man. One of the top 30. Which
what was that
reminds
with you
me,
when this morning too, like with your like
we're trying to say dose out. Yeah, say doses, man. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna flash that up there for you.
I've got
You see it?
a close up of your face. I can't see what you're holding up.
Well, you know the sound, don't you?
Spoon.
You might owe me 10 push-ups.
Oh man, you got me. I need some push-ups.
Hey, you got to come to Dream Camp and you'll understand all the rules. I like rules for an event because etiquette can take a lifetime to learn, but when you know the rules, you know the expectations, and everybody's abiding by the rules, and you create your own world for a defined amount of time, and it's a lot of fun. And man, hey, look, over in North Carolina, around Lake Norman, you guys have created your own world, and your vibe attracts your tribe. You have amazing employees who are dedicated to the company and your customers. You have incredible customers that you're able to serve and take care of. And I love talking to you about your business because here on the Sleep Summit show, it's all about sleep industry secrets revealed. And we want to surface some of the best and brightest ideas that probably need to circulate throughout the mattress industry in a more healthy way. And what you do and the conversations you have always inspire me. So at the beginning of the show, we talked about the conversations that Dream Team members have that aren't about the size of your mattress or your budget. Take us into that. Walk us through that conversation that your team has when a customer comes into your stores.
You've mentioned on your podcast before that that book Never Split the Difference, and Chris Voss. One of the main lessons that we learned from him was nobody cares anything about what you have to say about yourself or about Sweet Dreams or about our business or about the way we do things until they feel like they're completely understood themselves. So I truly believe, like, especially in this year is probably the most critical, but we've been focusing for years on, like, how do we train our team on really relating to the customer the best? And it's all about asking great questions and then like mirroring back to them, like so that they know that they're being understood and being genuinely listened to. So we've narrowed it down to 5 like main questions that we ask people, and before we show them anything, and then we try to show them like, okay, based on what you just told me about yourself, let's start here, and then that mattress is usually going to be something that they like really well. And we have a whole game plan for better sleep, but before we tell them anything about that, we want them to feel it for themselves. So they already feel well listened to, they feel understood. Now I want you to feel what we call the game changer. I'm going to raise your legs for you, and I want you to pay attention to how much pressure comes off your lower back. And then you're quiet, and like you let them feel it for themselves and say, the number one factor in the quality of our sleep is the quality of our routines. Roll this into your bedtime routine. When you go through, like, try to get in the habit of going to bed about the same time, waking up about the same time. My wife and I rolled this into our bedtime routine years ago. When you first get into bed, raise those legs first. It immediately takes tension off your back, immediately improves your circulation. Now I want you to take a deep breath and exhale. We have up to 74% of our lungs is made up of water. I want you to breathe, like pay attention to your throat, your chest. Now feel the difference after I raise you up. I'm going to raise you up now. You're going to feel tension come off your midsection. Oh, thank you. Now take that deep breath again. Not only are you going to feel it open up here, but up to 74% water in our lungs now is taking pressure off your lung capacity. You're able to breathe easier there. This is more about healing than it is about comfort. Roll this into your bedtime routine to enjoy the last part of your sleep, but it's actually going to prepare your body for sleep faster because your circulation's better, there's tension off your back, you can breathe easier. Now feel the difference when I take you down flat. Kind of stretching you like a rubber band. You feel all that tension come down back to your back. Now, 73% of people are side sleepers. And most side sleepers come in here and say, Greg, like my arm's falling asleep, my shoulders are hurting me, my hips are bothering me. Feel the difference. I've helped so many people with this. I'm going to raise you back up just a little bit. Just enough to take the edge off your back, at your feet and your head. Now roll over on your side. I want you to feel that. Now, right now, you're slightly adjusted. It takes that downward pressure off your shoulders and your hips. This has helped so many people that were having shoulder and hip problems. You want to reduce all the areas and control what you can control where your circulation's getting cut off, and that disrupts your sleep. Because if we can help you fall asleep faster and get more of that deep level of sleep, and then later that more of that REM sleep, that's when your body and your mind can heal itself in a lot of ways. But you tell me, right now you're slightly adjusted. What feels better to you? Right now you're adjusted, now feel it flat again. What feels better, adjusted or flat? 99% of people will say adjusted. And that's what we want to help people with, is like realize like, man, if you can get more of that deep level of sleep, you're going to heal better, you're going to feel better, and it's the foundation for our general health. That's a conversation we want every single one of our employees having with their customers, but it all starts with like truly understanding them and then letting them feel it for themselves.
This is about healing, not about comfort.
Yep.
Whew. That's the conversation you're having. You know, we talk about in the industry about having conversations around sleep and connecting the products that we sell to better sleep. You took it a step further. You took it a layer deeper. This is about healing. And that's what happens whenever you put your body into positions and you give yourself all the tools and the right environment and the right position so that your body can get that deep restorative sleep. You heal.
Mm-hmm. And it's very rewarding to have somebody come in who might be dreading the experience. They might be like, oh man, I'm going to have to learn about coil counts and all these different types of mattress mumbo jumbo. But no, it's a whole different experience. It's like a genuine, like we're wanting to make a friend. We're trying to help people, but like it all centers around them. But then when they can realize it, man, you can see their eyes, like when they blink, they they're already feeling better, and they feel like there's hope that their aches and pains that they just told you about could actually heal themselves through quality sleep. And then we've got some stories from our research that we can share with people. And then, man, you let them like have that own experience themselves, hear a story or two about facts of how others have healed themselves. It gives people hope, really. And then to hear the 5-star reviews afterwards, and then to keep in touch with them, and like, man, just to hear that it's made a big difference. We call it the game changer based on the thousands of 5-star reviews and testimonials we've gotten. I've had friends who have had surgeries. They call it the lifesaver. Being able to control your comfort with a touch of a button is huge for a lot of people.
And of course, the game changer we're talking about is the name that you gave the entire category of adjustable bases that you carry in your stores. And I love that you're focusing on helping people that are side sleepers also find a position that's going to take away some of those aches and pains, hopefully. And I remember explaining it to somebody one time, and I realized when you're a side sleeper, a lot of times you get into what looks kind of like a modified fetal position. So if you took that position and you rolled it onto your back, your feet would actually be elevated. Not unlike if you were so really the game changer puts somebody into a back sleeping position that's similar to how they would sleep on their sides. But like you said, it has all those other benefits of, what happens with your lungs that are primarily made up of water, what happens to your circulation whenever you do elevate your feet. And of course, the easy example is, if you take away all gravity on your body and you look at an astronaut, they end up with their hands up like this and their legs are up a little bit. And that's what happens when you remove tension on the body. And that's what the game changer can put you in that position to do. What happens when somebody comes in and they expect to have a conversation about coil counts or foams or the best mattress for this, that, and the other? Maybe they've done a bunch of research online, and you start talking about this is about healing, not just comfort. Do they accept that from a mattress store or mattress salespeople?
They do, as long as it's coming from a genuine place of it all starts with a genuine understanding of their situation. If you like start off with a box and you start telling people all that, like they're not going to listen. But if they can feel heard and understood, and you show some compassion, or just trying to make things easier, they're hoping that somebody's going to be able to help them make it easy. And then once you come at it from that angle, then they're going to be able to hear what you have to say, and then building credibility. Like, we just want to help people better. So we've done research, hundreds of hours of research over the years. We go to all the industry events. We compare all the brands together. We talk to everybody in the industry, and we read a lot about sleep science so that we can make it easier for you to get a few tips that are going to make a world of difference in the quality of your sleep. And we've got those all compiled for you, but here's a couple, and then maybe share a story. Just little spoonfuls is all it takes. And then they're like, wow, okay, got it.
Hey, give us a spoonful, maybe the spoonful about Sean Stevenson, how you would share that on the sales floor.
Yeah, years ago, I first found Sean Stevenson on a podcast with Ed Milet. Ed Milet is probably my favorite guy to listen to, next to Mark Kinsley and maybe Mark Quinn. But he's got just tons of great content. But Sean Stevenson was introduced on that podcast as the leading sleep expert in the nation. And he shared his story of when he was in high school. He was a track star, most popular kid in school, running a 4.5 40, Mr. Athlete, picture of health. breaks his hip out of the blue in one of his track meets. Has no idea why. He goes in and out of doctors for the next several years, trying to figure out why his hip broke. And then he developed some spinal issues, only to hear from doctors that they said, we cannot help you because you have a degenerative bone disease. You have the spine of an 80-year-old, and there's nothing we can do to help you. After a short round of depression after hearing that news, he's in college. He decides, okay, if somebody tells you that they can't help you, believe them. You got to take matters in your own hands, and that's what he decided to do. He started asking questions like, what's my spine made of? What are my discs made of? What level of hydration, minerals, vitamins, nutrition can I take in to make a difference in all these pains and symptoms that I'm experiencing? And he was, through the right studies and the right diet and nutrition, he was able to reverse a lot of his symptoms. So much so that he started helping thousands of other people do the same for themselves. But with a large percentage of them, they were hitting kind of a brick wall that made him dig deeper in his research, and he started studying sleep. He's like, okay, why are these people making progress, but they're not making full progress? Started studying the science of sleep, and then he realized that when you can control all these factors, that's what the whole book Sleep Smarter is about. It gives you a roadmap. These are all the things that you can control. Simple things like room temperature needs to be 67 degrees or below. Get the light out of the room. The quality of our routines, that circadian rhythm, regular bedtime, waking up about the same time. When he started maximizing his sleep and getting more of the deep sleep, which heals your body, improves your metabolism, and then more REM sleep, which improves your memory, files away memory better, prevents Alzheimer's and dementia, and reduces stress. He was able to reverse all those symptoms that he was told by doctors that they could not help him. Thousands of people that he was helping were able to do the same thing. They now know through scientific research that sleep is more important to our general health than diet and exercise combined. So when you can share that story or like tidbits of it, you never know when you're helping somebody that's been told the same thing, like you're never going to get better, or they don't think they're going to feel better. Whatever they have going on in their life, when they can be given that hope that all I got to do is get a better night's sleep and I'm going to start feeling better and I'm going to start healing better. You can see it in their face, in their eyes, that they love that sense of hope and that feeling that they're feeling right there in your store on their own bodies, that it can help them. It's a very rewarding part of what we do.
Go shop for a mattress and get hope. I don't think those things ever enter anyone's mind whenever they set out in the Subaru to go mattress shopping that day. And how many employees out there really understand the purpose behind their business the way that the Street Dreams Dream Team does? Because I've seen your employees. Now, number one, I've seen one of them doing a handstand in our 300,000 square foot mattress factory in Nashville, which was legendary. Actually, I was like, can you do that again? Because you walked on your hands for like 50 yards. I need to film it. But your team is clearly connected and inspired around a purpose. And my gosh, it's got to feel good to actually help people every single day, especially whenever they don't expect it. Now that surprise is the foundation of delight.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things I ever learned from you, Kinsley, and it was before you ever met me. You were speaking at one of the prime times, and you were like, it is not good enough for us to just say that we're local or that we're a family business, or in this conversation, it's not good enough for us to say we're a sleep expert. We have to prove it. And how do we prove it? We prove it by being really good at like doing the research for people, curating all the information that's available to us every day, and then making it easy and relatable based on good listening skills, good people skills, and a genuine interest of trying to help others.
Gosh, thank you for that. Thanks for saying that. That was something I thought so much about. I heard terms like quality and value and local and service, and people would say these things and they didn't mean much to consumers. I call it hollow language. It's terminology that just doesn't have anything specific or vivid attached to it. And so people really don't know what it means. And so when you're talking about local, I remember I worked with Portland mattress makers, George Samaras. He had the only mattress factory in the state of Maine. And he had this factory in Portland, Maine, which is an incredible city. And people were just absolutely addicted to shopping local and supporting local businesses. And I remember going up there and I was like, well, George, how many people walk into this showroom and don't know the factories on the other side of the wall? And he's like, oh, it happens all the time. I was like, we need glass garage doors. We need an experience where people can go in and see it. And sure enough, I stood there and I watched person after person. It was like the ideal customer profile for him. Walk in and say, now, are they made here? And yeah, okay, well, I like to support local. And so that's what we did. We put all of his messaging, Portland mattress makers, and we talked about his tiny factory as the vivid example of local. In the back of our factory on Marginal Way in Portland, Maine, we have been handcrafting these mattresses since 1938. So instead of saying local, we proved it by talking about the factory and where it was located and how that's where your mattress was made. So I love that you took something away about proving it, because in an over communicated, tough to navigate world, people are looking for something to believe in. And the Sweet Dreams team does it. They give them something to believe in.
Yeah, and on that same lesson you taught us too, like you mentioned our guy doing a handstand in your factory. That was the whole purpose of that. We flew, you flew, Englander and Sutherland, flew us to your factory in Nashville, all so that we could learn hands-on how to build our own beds that we're recommending every day and prove it and show it visually. So we took fun videos, all these photos. We're sharing them on our social media, on the in-store TVs, and like people like like Braden will be helping a customer and they look up and they see him on the screen. We're trying to apply that principle where people, they don't want to just hear us tell them about us. They want us to prove it.
Well, I've got some great videos of what it looks like and feels like to fly in slow motion onto a bun of memory foam, Jimmy. What it looks like to stand on a bun of memory foam. You guys got to be involved in the tape edge machines and the layering of the different towel lay layers and the 3-degree cooling coils and our Englander edge system. And what an amazing experience. And then, like you said, then you go back and here you are able to point up at yourself on screen and say, and not even have to say, I know these products. It proves it by people seeing them up on
photos
screen.
around the store, and then the confidence that it gives our team. Where like, yeah, I built this one right here. This is exactly like what it's doing for you.
Well, I love the Dream Team. You guys are an inspiration to this entire industry. And here on the Sleep Summit show, it's all about sleep industry secrets revealed. And one of the secrets that I think you told us today, just gives me the chills. This is about healing, not just comfort.
Yeah.
This is about healing.
That was, I want to give credit where credit's due on that. Andrew Carrington with the Sleep Nerds. We invited him in about a year ago now, last Labor Day. And he shared his story and his expertise. And he just told us about his story where when he was in the hospital and he kept lowering the bed flat. And the nurse would every time raise him back up. And she was like, do you want to heal? Or do you want to stay in this bed for longer than you should? And there's a reason why the nurses are raising us up. Now we're talking about 73% water in our lungs. When you can raise up, you can breathe easier. You can prepare your body for rest better, take tension off your back, and improve your circulation. That's what people need to know. They don't need to hear about our massage or watching more TV in bed. Like, that's an extra benefit, but like, let's focus on the healing and the what it can really mean for you, and controlling your comfort so that you can take tension off your body and get better rest because of it.
Whew. This is fire, man. You're on fire. And good thing you got the lake next door, because you can use that to put out the fire. This is absolute heat. Um, hey, you're, for people that don't know Greg's a really fun guy. And he does not just say he's fun, he definitely proves it. So, Greg, in the spirit of maybe sharing a story that's fun, where is the strangest place you have ever slept?
Yeah, it took me a minute because there's several stories that I could share, but I am the world's worst singer, and I think it's very ironic and hilarious that my wife got me a karaoke machine for Christmas, knowing nobody wants to hear me sing, but it's got LED lights and it's like really easy to like set up, and we've had like all these great parties because of it, including New Year's Eve. So we had a full karaoke house party. Lots of our friends, we just stayed the night there. Karaoke parties, like fun going on. Finally, I had to tap out, and I was so tired. I learned this from my wife, the Irish goodbye. Like, you don't say goodnight to people, you just like dip out. Otherwise, they're not going to let you sleep. So
Oh, yeah,
I
the
didn't really
Irish
have a
exit.
bed lined up, and I didn't want to be messed with. So I crawled under the dining room table and fell asleep there. And only to be woken up like an hour later. Like, they were worried about me. They were looking for me. They finally found me under the dining room table. And that's among the
I can see you under that dining room table, taking off some of the cushions from the chairs that surround the dining room set. Yeah, elevating your feet a little bit, getting your head up, just in that perfect game changer position.
yes.
I love it. That's a good one. That's a good one. Now, another funny story before we wrap up. Tell as much of this as you can, but don't you and your friends get together? Is it just in advance of Halloween and go wakeboarding along the highway?
Yes. Our friends, we love mountain biking and surfing. They've been doing it together 15 years. And then I kind of joined the group about 7 years ago or so. And every Thursday morning, starting this Thursday, so like in April through Halloween, every Thursday morning we meet at the boat and we go wake surfing at sunrise. It's the best way to start a Thursday day. So we all surf and then go to work after that. But the end of the season is that Halloween surf. And I've got to share the picture. I mean, year after year, it is just, you're just dying laughing. So full costume, we have a party, and sometimes we'll go out and surf by the interstate, and it shuts traffic down, like, which we don't do that so much anymore because it's kind of a jerk move. But I was a construction twerker this year. And I found a Bluetooth. It looked like an 80s boombox, but it actually had Bluetooth, so I was able to stream my own music to it. Construction hat, a yellow vest, and then I had jean shorts, but I cut out the butt and I had like a fake butt like hanging out. And then so I came in dancing like, and my stop sign said stop, and you roll it around and it says it's hammer time. So
Because
the
you're
whole
construction.
party, I'm like running up and
Gotcha.
twerking on people and on the boat. It was fun.
And you actually got on the wakeboard in the
Huh?
outfit? You got on the wakeboard in
Yeah.
that outfit. Okay. Hey, so some of this stuff we record and we have to air it at different times, but I want that picture that we can put up on fam.news that goes along with this. So we'll put it down in the
I'll send
show
it to
notes. But you'll get to see Greg, the construction twerker,
you.
stop. It's
Yeah.
hammer time.
We work hard, we twerk hard.
Well, I hate to work hard and twerk hard. Well, I hate to stop. It's not hammer time. It's always hammer time, I guess. But I, I hate to stop with you. But this has been an amazing show. Thank you so much for sharing your heart, your perspective on the industry, what Sweet Dreams does, and what it does so well. And I know you're always working to improve. You just have such a culture of reflection and debriefing, and let's get better, let's do better, let's serve people more. And it's always been an inspiration to me. What you and Katie do and the entire Dream Team is amazing. So thank you so much for being on the Sleep Summit show, Greg. I appreciate
Thank
it
you.
very
Thanks
much.
for making everything fun.